Hi guys, welcome. My name is Heather Jones and I am the #1 intuitive teacher in the world, and I teach you the 7 keys for absolutely free. These keys are life-changing, okay? It took me over 10 years and over $15,000 in certifications just to learn these keys. You guys, key #1 is you have been lied to. You have been lied to. You have been taught to silence your truth. And the problem with that is you've been taught to silence your messenger. And the messenger is the #1 thing that's trying to help you heal yourself, help you with the money blocks, help you bring more abundance into your life. But the problem with us is that we keep silencing our truth. Do you guys know that we have been given a gift? Okay, we have been given the most powerful gift, and that is the gift of intuition. And we silence that gift every single day. So you guys, key #1 is we've been taught to silence our truth. And I know I keep repeating this. But that is what the problem is and why we have such, I'm trying to turn on some of my background music. So you guys, key #1 is that we have to stop silencing our truth. We have to stop silencing the one thing that's trying to set us free, and that's the messenger. Do you guys know that the messenger, okay, how else can the messenger speak to us if it's not through pain? You guys, that is the secret language of the body. Pain tells us exactly what's wrong. That's just the messenger showing up saying, hey, there's something here that we need to fix. There's a problem here. But we've been lied to, and we've been told to take a painkiller. We've been told to take food or drugs or alcohol or anything to silence the pain as fast as we can. But the problem with that is when you silence the messenger doesn't go away. The messenger just gets louder and louder and louder until you do what? Until you listen, until you get the answer, until you get what she's been trying to tell you. And then she leaves, the pain leaves. So if you have been struggling, let me put this down. If you have been struggling with physical pain, with symptoms, if you've been struggling with money, if you've been struggling in bad relationships, you guys, our body knows exactly what to do. We know exactly what to do because that's what God gave us. He gave us a gift to know. So I teach the 7 keys for free. So I teach you every single key you need to know to break free, to go from a 10-10 pain to a 0 pain in literal minutes. And it's not magic, okay? It's not magic. So I spent 10 years and over $15,000 learning these very, very powerful keys. And I was so upset when I finally spent another $1,000 in certifications only to realize I didn't need it. I didn't need it. I needed my intuition and I needed the 7 keys to unlock my truth. So you guys, key #1 is your body has a secret language. Your body literally speaks to you, and your body is an instrument. And doctors and scientists have proven that your body can test with a 99.9% accuracy. Your body can test and tell you exactly what is wrong. Exactly. So that is key #1. You guys, key #2 is you could have something physically going wrong, okay? You could have something physically going wrong in your life, but it's only going to be one of these 3 things. It could be all 3, but it's a parasite, a nutrient deficiency, or a toxin. So when your body gets so overloaded with these things, you can have physical symptoms, but your body knows exactly how to heal itself. The problem is that we've been taking parasite cleanses and doing all these detox and taking all these vitamins, hoping and praying that they fix the problem without even asking. Do you guys know that you have a gift called your intuition? Do you know that your discernment can test with a 99.9% accuracy what is wrong with you right now? So if you test yes to the physical key and you test yes to a parasite, which parasite? If you test yes to a toxin, which toxin? If you test yes to a nutrient deficiency, which nutrient deficiency? Because a lot of you guys are doing parasite cleanses and you don't even have a parasite problem. You have a spiritual problem, one of the spiritual keys. Or you're doing a detox and your body doesn't need a detox, okay? So when you learn, okay, I have a free guide. When you learn the keys, you can test with a 99.9% accuracy which key you need to unlock your truth. And then if you do test a parasite and you know exactly which parasite it is, I teach you how to test with 100%, almost 100% accuracy, what will get to the root cause of this and eliminate it permanently, okay? So you know that you can test your supplements, your vitamins to see if they're baloney or not. So you can test exactly what your body needs to do to get rid of that. So if you guys are new here, my name's Heather Jones. I'm the #1 intuitive teacher in the world. I teach the keys for free. I teach you every single key you need to unlock truth. Thanks for the love. Okay? Key #1, your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is just the secret language of the body. It's the messenger. When you silence the messenger, okay, the messenger doesn't go away. The messenger gets louder until you listen, okay? But a lot of us are waiting so long to listen to, and finally listen to our messenger, that we're literally almost putting our own lights out. We're in so much physical chronic pain that's turned into cancer or fibromyalgia or back pain or neck pain, constant pain. And we're like, what is going on? You guys, your messenger is trying to speak to you, okay? Key #2, you could have something physically going wrong, okay? But what is it? It could be a toxin. It could be a parasite. It could be a nutrient deficiency. Which one? You can test, okay? You can test. So next key, emotional trauma. Do you know that if you have ever experienced sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, religious trauma, or any type of spiritual trauma as a child, and you haven't healed that, which means you haven't gone back and told that little child what has happened to you was wrong, do you know that can show up as physical pain? So when I was a little girl and I was physically abused and I had sexual trauma, okay, I did not have the mental capacity at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 0 up to age 25. Our brains are not fully developed. I did not have the mental capacity to tell myself the truth about that situation. Okay, no child does. So what does a child do when they're being abused? Okay, they internalize it. They internalize it. And our body, right, protects us from the emotions and the traumas that we can't handle. And it buries it inside of our body. And then now we're adults and those emotions are trying to surface, right? Those emotions are trying to leave the body. And we are taught to do what? We are taught to silence our truth, to silence our pain. Okay? So now these emotions are trying to come up and come out. And what do? We run to the kitchen and we grab a painkiller. What do? The emotion's too big, so we binge eat, or we take drugs, or we take alcohol, right? We push the emotions down. And that is why we have a massive epidemic of mental health crises and sicknesses in this world. So on my live, you guys, I teach you the 7 keys for free. It took me over 10 years and over $15,000 in certifications to learn the 7 keys. I was so mad. I was so mad when I spent more money on one more course, right? I just need one more course. And then sure enough, it was everything I already knew, but their way, their symptom, their certification, thousands of dollars to learn this system. You guys, this system is broken. All you need is your intuition, how to test yes or no, and the 7 keys. And these keys will unlock every single truth, every single thing that you have wanted to know. Every question you have is in the keys, and you have that power. That gift has been given to you. So let's talk about the next key, okay? So we're going through the 7 keys. Key #1, Mom of the Larrys. What does it mean if you don't remember much about your childhood? Yeah, so you guys, a lot of people don't have memories of their childhood. So most likely that's the emotional key. So my husband had no memory of 7 early. And I knew, as someone who's been in a trauma-informed coach, who's certified in all these holistic modalities, I knew that something happened to him as a child for him to have no memory. So that is a self-preservance mechanism, right? Our bodies are trying to protect ourselves. So what do you do if you're trying to heal something in the past and you have no memory? Well, you can use the 7 keys to test. You can test, is it physical? Is it emotional? Did I have a trauma happen to me? Yes. What age? What was the emotion? What was I trying to protect myself from? Okay. And you can clear it. So this is the power of the 7 keys, you guys. You can heal trauma instantly. You have to learn what the trauma caused you. What was the lesson I needed to learn? So when I went back to my 3 and 4 and 5-year-old little self, do you know what my trauma was? I felt like I was not good enough. I felt like I was unworthy, not enough, unlovable. So when my mom left when I was 6 years old, okay, and I was devastated, I thought, wow, right? I must not be good enough. I'm not worthy enough. And then when the sexual trauma happened, there's shame and there's guilt. And you guys, if you've ever experienced any type of traumas in your childhood, I just want you to know that I see you and I feel you. And I'm so sorry those things happened to you. Because if you have not gone back to that little girl or that little boy who experienced those traumas, they're still there suffering. They are still there dying for attention. And you need to go back there, not to the trauma, to the child, to the little you, and tell them the truth about that, what happened to them. And instantly, you will get healing from that situation. So I did not have to go to the moments where I was being abused, right? I just had to go to my little 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old little self, sit her on my lap and tell her the truth, okay? I had to tell her exactly the truth. So you guys can do that too. You guys, a lot of you guys are dealing with physical symptoms, chronic pain, migraines, right? Fatigue, exhaustion, money blocks, bad relationships. You guys, all these things are symptoms from, it could be childhood, right? It could be emotional. So we're going through the 7 keys tonight, you guys. I'm giving you every single key for free. So if you're hearing this information, right, I wish somebody sat me down and gave me all 7 keys and said, Heather, you have intuition. You have a gift from God that never lies, that always tells the truth. And all you have to do is ask and you shall receive. All you have to do is ask which key will unlock your truth and you will know instantly. Okay? So we're going through the keys. We already gone through the first 3. Let's go to the next key. You guys, generational trauma. Generational trauma. It's been proven. Okay? I'm not a scientist, but scientists have proven through epigenetics, through the study of mice, that you can have things passed down generationally. Fears, phobias, sicknesses, diseases passed down generations. So you might be at home right now, sick, struggling with all these blocks, money blocks, right? And you're like, I don't know what's the problem. Because you're dealing with something spiritual. You're dealing with something that doctors can't run in a lab, okay? Generational. So my dad experienced physical trauma as a child, right? His dad served in the war. When he came back, his dad had severe PTSD, was an alcoholic, right? And we all know that generation, even in this generation, men cannot be vulnerable, right? You shut up, you be quiet, and you keep your problems to yourself, because if you cry or show emotion, you're weak. And so we have so many veterans, we have so many men who have had these abuses as children or as adults, and they have no way of expressing these feelings or these emotions, right? They're trapped way deep down inside. And the problem is when you trap those inside of your body, right? Your body tries to bring them out, okay? It tries to purge them out, and that's where you get sickness, chronic disease, okay? So, generational trauma. I experienced generational trauma. Generations back on my dad's side, lots of physical abuse. On my mom's side, lots of sexual trauma. So my mom was sexually abused, her mom, right? And then I experienced that in my life. Now, why is it so important that you learn these keys? Because something's going to happen where you have physical pain and no doctor is going to be able to explain. You're going to go get some labs done. The doctors will gladly take your money, right? They'll gladly take your money. Then they're going to give you the results and say, you're fine. You're totally fine. Nothing's wrong with you, right? They're going to gaslight your pain because you're dealing with the keys that are spiritual, right? You cannot run a test or labs on emotional trauma. You cannot run labs on generational trauma, okay? It just doesn't work. Yes, fibromyalgia, right? There's a root cause to that fibromyalgia. Right? And you could know there might be several keys attached to the fibromyalgia, but you're going to ask your body which key first, physical, emotional, generational. Okay. So let's go through the keys. So next key, absorbed key. So where are my empaths at? Where are my men and women who feel energy? Yeah, you could have every single key, right? So where are my empaths at? And you guys, I have a free guide. So my free guide will list the keys and teach you a way to get your yes or no. In my $27 advanced intuitive testing guide, I teach you everything you need to know how to unlock all 7 keys, how to heal yourself, how to get to the root cause of your pain in seconds, how to get to your money blocks in seconds, and how to do this for other people. Yes, Lisa. Oh, I remember you, Lisa. Oh, okay. Send me an email because you should have gotten it. Check your spam too. So all my empaths in here. So is empathetic often diagnosed as bipolar or anxiety? So with the 7 keys, you can test because bipolar can be caused from emotional trauma, generational trauma, and we're going to go into some of the other keys. You're welcome, Lisa. And if send me a private message too, because I think you sent me your email too, and I forgot to check, but I'll double check. So all my empaths in here. Okay? I love you, but we got to stop doing this. We got to stop taking on people's energy as if it's our own because it's literally killing us. So how do you know? So all my empaths in here, how do you know, right? First, I ask, is this pain mine? And if I test absorbed, it's not mine, and I can send it away instantly. So I want to tell you guys, or I want to teach you guys a little story about quantum entanglement, okay? Yeah, drained. You guys, quantum entanglement, it happens every day. Our energies are constantly bouncing off of each other, okay? When you walk into a room with someone, they have proven that our energies bounce off of each other. And after about 20 minutes of sitting next to them, our energies kind of like balance out. That's why you can feel the ick when some people come into your little energetic bubble. That's why you can literally cut the energy with a knife sometimes because you're literally feeling their energy. But what happens sometimes is after our energies have merged, we leave, but we take some of their energy with us, okay? That is absorbed energy. And if you don't have protection or something happens, right? Like I have it happen all the time and I protect myself. When you have the 7 keys, you can test instantly if it's absorbed. So one day I got off the live and my chest was killing me. I was like, ooh, what is this? I tested, it was absorbed energy from the TikTok live. So all I had to do was clear it and send it back to sender. Now, you guys, at the end of this, after I go through the 7 keys, I'm going to be doing one-on-ones. And you will see that some people have absorbed energy when they were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. But the problem is that the messenger, right, pain, was saying, hey, this isn't your absorbed energy. But we were taught to what? We were taught to silence our pain, to silence our messenger. And the messenger doesn't go away. The messenger gets louder. The messenger gets louder till you listen. So I will work with people who are in their 20s or 30s or 40s who have chronic pain, and we clear one absorbed energy that wasn't theirs, and boom, the pain's gone instantly, okay? So you guys can do this too. When you ask it, you could feel yes or no. So eventually you will know what a yes and a no feels like in your body. That's your intuition. But we've been gaslit for so long, a lot of people don't know what their intuition feels like, so they doubt themselves. They ask, oh, was that a download or was that me just thinking in my mind, right? So as you learn the yes and no technique and you do the yes and no technique every day, eventually you are going to feel something. You're going to be like, oh, every time I test yes, I feel this way. I hear this, I see this, I smell this, I taste that, right? We all have different spiritual gifts. So as you test your yes and no, you can use dowsing. I will tell you something. I am being called to, in my spiritual mastery course, people who are using pendulums or dowsing rods or anything outside of their bodies are being told to, you got to stop. You need to start using your intuition. You're trusting yourself and using your body to get a yes or no. Because what if we don't have access to dowsing rods or a pendulum, right? We need to know right now. You guys, I can know in seconds, not only for myself, but for other people. So yes, if you're using those things, that's great. You can get answers. Make sure you're protecting your boundaries, right? Protecting your space, becoming a clear intuit for, right, the light. Make sure you're getting your answers from pure source, from 90 to 100% pure light. So you guys, the 7 keys, if you test absorbed energy, you can clear it. Because all you're doing is you're allowing the messenger to tell you the message. And once she tells you the message, she leaves. Okay? So we need to start listening to the messenger. We need to start listening to our pain and asking our pain, what is going on here? What's going on here? So she can tell us and she can leave. Okay? So let's go to the next key, the spiritual key. So you guys, as a Christian, right, I always was so confused when we would talk about scripture, when we would talk about Jesus casting out demonic entities into swine, when we would talk about Jesus teaching Peter, James, and John, he would talk about demonic entities, and I saw them as a little girl. So when I was 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, I saw demonic entities. I saw these shadow beings, right? That would shapeshift into different forms. And I was terrified, and I had sleep paralysis, and I had night terrors. Okay. If you do not believe in demonic entities, the spiritual key still works. Because what do you believe in? That might be dark energy, right? But I have to testify that I have seen them with my own eyes, and they were terrifying. I was a little girl. I can't make that up. And no, I was not a lower vibrational frequency being. No, I was not possessed by Satan, right? The veil was thin because there was lots of trauma. There was lots of trauma in my home. There was lots of abuse in my home. So of course those things were in my home. Now, it wasn't until I was in my late 30s that I was able to recognize my power and my worth, and those things didn't bother me anymore. I wasn't afraid anymore because I also learned, right? I got certified in all these holistic modalities. I learned about demonology. I dove into scripture. So I understood my power. And my power, and what your power is that if you do test yes for the spiritual key, and it's demonic or an unclean spirit or a familiar or a fiery dart of the adversary or a curse or a hex, you have the power to cast it out and cleanse it from your life. Yes, Joanne, got my free guide and told my friend about you. Yes, it's so incredible. So you guys, we're going through the 7 keys, right? We're on the spiritual key right now. We only have 2 left. Who in here has suffered with extreme fatigue, exhaustion, ringing in the ears? Hey, Heather. Ringing in the ears. Yeah, look at all these people. Yes, Queen, got the $27 guide. Yeah, if you don't believe demonology or demons are real, that's fine, right? The keys still work for you. What do you believe in? What do you believe in? So we're talking about the spiritual key, you guys. So there is an upside to the spiritual key. So we're talking about the 7 keys. So there's an upside to the spiritual key. It's ascension. It's integration. So we all know, or if you haven't, I'm going to tell you, right? The earth is ascending, right? She's shifting. She's not even on the same pole, right? And it's called the Schumann resonance. Yeah, so ringing in the ears, it could be ascension, right? Our bodies are vibrating at a higher vibrational frequency. And so our bodies are taking time to catch up. So there is so much tired. There's so much fatigue right now, so much ringing in the ears, so many people feeling like they've been swimming underwater because we are literally ascending, okay? Our bodies are integrating, right? We're at a higher vibrational frequency and it takes our bodies time to catch up. Yeah, a long-term eye twitch, we would test the key. Yeah, Schumann resonance has been off the charts, you guys. We are all energy, right? And the earth is shooting massive amounts of energy through us. And we're all feeling it, right? We're all feeling those effects. So when you have the 7 keys, okay, I teach you how to get your yes and no in the free guide. But tonight I use a system that I learned in Germany. It's called Innerwise. Okay, this system was so stupid easy, right? That I could get my yes and no in seconds. I can test which is like, for example, if my ears were ringing, I would say, okay, thank you, body, for speaking to me. That's key number 1. We don't silence the messenger. The messenger does not always speak through pain, right? It could be a money block. It could be a relationship block. And then I'm going to say which key will unlock my truth so I can listen to the messenger so she can leave. Is it physical? Yep. Emotional, spiritual, generational, absorbed. So we've already gone through the keys. There's 1 more key. So there could be multiple keys too. So but when you test, you want to go what's first priority? Which key is first priority? Clear that. Then ask what's the next key? Clear that. Then ask the next key until you get no more keys. You guys, this system is so incredibly powerful. Okay? I have spent 10 years and over $15,000 in certifications. You guys can't hear me? Or can you hear me? Yeah. Better? Okay. So you guys, I have certified NLP hypnosis, quantum healing hypnosis therapy, theta healing, emotion code, Innerwise, breakthrough, theta, I think I already said theta healing. There are so many of them that I certified in. Human design, right? I certified in all of these modalities because first of all, I was trying to heal myself. And second of all, I wanted to understand, right? I wanted to understand why I had money blocks, why I had low self-esteem, why I felt so broken and horrible. And you guys, the truth is that after I spent thousands and thousands of dollars in certifications, I realized that we don't need that. Hey, Faith, we do not need all of these certifications. You have a gift. It's called your discernment, your intuition, okay? It never lies. It always tells the truth. When you recognize that every single thing that you have ever asked for or wanted to know, you could know in seconds, and that the 7 keys, you guys, they just unlock truth quicker. So when I ask my messenger, my higher self, God, Jesus, right, show me how to heal myself, right? The body speaks. Scientists and doctors have proven this. Our bodies literally speak to us with a yes or a no. And when you learn how to communicate and use your body as an instrument, right, you can get answers in seconds. The keys are just pathways. So I work with psychics, I work with healers, I work with mediums, I work with doctors, I work with nurses, I work with coaches who want to assist them how to get to the root cause of their patient's symptoms in seconds. And you can too. I'm not magical, right? In my $27 guide, I teach you exactly how to do this. Yes. So in my $27 guide, I teach you exactly how to intuitively test for yes and no, and how to use the 7 keys to get to the root cause of your problem in seconds. Because the problem is you guys are investing thousands of dollars into coaches and mentors and doctors and systems that don't work. Yay, Wildflower! And it is so, so simple. Thank you, Robert. Heather, I've been practicing the body leaning. Yeah, so that's called the body sway. That's in the free guide. You guys, your whole body speaks yes or no. But the system that I teach you in my $27 guide, it teaches you how to get a yes or no in seconds. And we will be doing one-on-ones at about 9:15, and I'm going to show you exactly how these keys work. Exactly how these keys work. So let's go to the very last key. So Sherry, I would say, let's not worry about crystals right now. I would say, what key is going to unlock my anxiety? Okay. So crystals are used for amplification of your own energy, right? Whatever intention you set into them. But let's ask which key will unlock your truth. Okay. Yes, awakening. So let's go to the last key. You guys, the last key, I'm not going to lie, it was hard for me. I didn't understand it at first, because I was raised to believe and think a certain way. So when this key was revealed to me, right, it took some time, and I'm a little hard-headed, right? But I just want you to know, you guys, these keys work for you. Change the language for the keys to work for you. Some people don't believe in the spiritual key. They don't believe in demonic entities, but they believe in dark energy, right? They believe in transmuting energy. So this key, if it doesn't work for you, change the language. Yes, Heather. These keys help with literally everything. So I had experienced chest pain. I was experiencing extreme chest pain. So the link is in my bio. It's called the Advanced Intuitive Testing Guide. So you guys, I was experiencing 10-10 chest pain. I felt like my ribs were crashing in on my chest. This was way before COVID. And I used my keys, right? I knew not to silence my messenger. I knew that pain was just the secret language of the body. So I asked my body, my pain, what are you? What are you trying to tell me? And it wasn't physical, it wasn't emotional, it wasn't generational, it wasn't spiritual, and it wasn't absorbed. So I asked, what are you? And my body said, it is not from this lifetime. And I was like, what does that even mean? It's not from this lifetime. So I'm a little hard-headed. I waited a couple more days. The pain started getting even more excruciating. I was almost at 4 weeks of severe chest pain. Didn't have a fever, didn't have the flu, didn't have a cough, right? It was just like my ribs were crushing in, my chest bones. So I asked again, what is this pain? And my body told me it is not from this lifetime. So I did what every good person does. I went on YouTube and I found a past life regression meditation. And so I did this meditation and I found myself deep in vision. And I saw myself as a redheaded princess in a castle, right? With all the wealth. I should be totally happy with all the wealth, but I wasn't. I was literally bawling my eyes out because I knew and felt every pain she felt. She was only needed for one thing, and that was to produce a male heir. She was treated less than the dog because she was a woman. So I had no worth and no value. I was seen as less than the dog. So in that moment, I was like, okay, what do I do with that, right? I just experienced a pretty deep past life experience that was very real to me. So I reached out to a mentor, someone who I had a friendship with, who also was certified in these holistic modalities, and I booked a session with her. I didn't tell her anything. And as I'm doing this session with her, about 5 to 10 minutes in, I tell her, I think I believe in multiple lives, in past lives. And she said, oh, good, so do I. She said, I see a little redheaded girl running through the fields. And you guys, when she said that, I kid you not, it was like every cell in my entire body was like, yes, that is it. It was like the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit struck through me. Yes, awakening. And I knew that what she was saying is truth. And within minutes, you guys, my chest pain was completely gone. Completely gone. So when I teach the 7 keys, you guys, I teach them in a place of so much love and almost like, please get these keys. Please. Because I was certified, that I spent thousands of dollars in certifications, that the process to get a past life in QHHT, which I'm not saying isn't bad, right? Or NLP hypnosis, right? It takes a long time. You have to have this huge experience, and then you have to come back, and then you have to ask, what was that for? What's the lesson I need to learn? No. With the 7 keys, you guys, if you get a yes to any key, do I need to know more? Yes or no? If you need to know more, yes, tell me. Do I need to know more? Yes or no? Do I need to know? Yes, tell me. As soon as the messenger is done speaking, you guys, as soon as you get the message and you learn the lesson, the pain is gone in seconds. So what I then certified, which would take me hours to do, took me literal minutes, right? And I didn't realize that till after I spent the thousands of dollars in certifications and then realized, wow, this is a joke, God. I'm so infuriated. It's so simple. You guys, healing is supposed to be simple. The problem is that we have been gaslit since the day we were born. We were told to silence the one thing that would set us free, our truth. And the system knew that. The system knew if we could silence our pain and think that pain is bad, which pain is just the messenger, we will own them for life. Because then we will give them products that mask the symptoms that never get to the root cause, and they will be a lifetime payer. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting looks like this. I had severe migraines. Who in here has dealt with migraines? Literally debilitating migraines. 10 pain migraines. When I was 21 is when they started. Okay? They were so bad and so frequent that I went to a doctor. A doctor prescribed me to a specialist. I went to the specialist. The specialist said, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just having migraines. You guys, migraines are not normal. Gaslighting is when you know you have pain, physical pain, and you're looked at and you're treated like you're crazy. Okay? Gaslighting is when you see things with your own physical eyes, like me, demonic entities, and then they say, you're not seeing those things. You're crazy. Okay? That's gaslighting. So when you have the 7 keys, when you have your yes and no, your intuition that never lies, always tells the truth, and can test with a 99.9% accuracy, game over. Because nobody will ever gaslight you. Nobody will ever be able to take advantage of you, because you will know exactly how to heal yourself. I don't either. Nobody does. My severe migraines, and it cost me my career. Yeah, mine, I'm surprised I didn't lose my job. Okay, the first day on the job, I got a migraine. That's when they started, right? And I had to take a nap on the floor in my, right? And they got so bad. So you guys, if you're dealing with chronic pain, Lisa, yeah, use the 7 keys. Now, here's the thing that I want to teach you guys about the 7 keys. I have a lot of people, I'm booking a lot of one-on-ones with people who are extremely sick, like on their deathbed, because this is what happens. when you are a little girl or you are a little boy and you are taught to silence your truth, you silence your messenger, you literally silence your messenger for so long, you're like dimming your light. You're literally putting your light behind a bushel because you're gaslighting your intuition. You're not asking the messenger. And so I'm literally helping people who their lights are almost out because they're not listening to their intuition. They're not asking the right questions so that they can heal themselves. So when I work with people for the first time and they're extremely sick, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to build that light back up, right? Because you spent years and years and years silencing your truth. There are so many men and women that I'm working with right now, you guys, who have had sexual trauma. That's like the biggest one. I don't know why, but maybe because of the generation we were told to silence that truth. And now they're dealing with horrific chronic situations. Because of what? Because they silenced their truth. When you silence the messenger, you guys, the messenger does not go away, right? The secret language of the body is pain. Pain is just language. It's just communication. It's just the messenger saying, hey, there's something wrong here. We need to clear it. But you silence it because that's what you're taught. You take a painkiller, drugs, alcohol, food, whatever it is to push it down. But when you push her down long enough, you eventually will put her out. And that's you. You will put your light out. So, why do I teach the keys? Why do I come live every single day and teach the keys for free? Right? Because people need to remember their truth. You guys, so in my $27 guide, I teach you, right, all the 7 keys and all the questions to ask and exactly how to do what I do, what I spent way too long, a decade and over 15K learning. I teach you exactly how to do this for other people because there are moms watching this. Tally, does anyone feel a shimmering within? Yeah. You guys, I'm telling you, I am a sacred flame and I light the spark within you. That is truth. That is a remembrance that you know that the words I'm speaking are pure truth, okay? I do not come here and lie or distort truth. These keys are pure truth and your intuition is your gift. Your intuition is your gift. So my one-on-ones look like 60 minutes with whatever you're wanting. A lot of times, right, I'll use the keys with you so that you can see how the keys work. So we'll use the keys with you. We'll go through top priority, and then we'll start asking specific questions. Like, why do I have a money block? Why do I have bad relationships, right? And by the end of our one-on-one call, not only will we have cleared most of your blocks, right, you'll know exactly how to do what I do. And it's so powerful. Oh, thank you, Lisa. So yeah, so you guys, the keys are so simple. They're so simple. And I literally had it out with God in my bathroom because remember, I invested another $1,000 in a certification and I knew it. I said, okay, God, if she teaches what I teach for free, like if her system is exactly my system, like that is it, like I'm done. And sure enough, we got into the program, got into the course, and she did exactly what I knew she would do because you cannot promise people healing. You cannot promise people how to get to the root cause of their intuition without intuitively testing. You guys, your body is an instrument. Every single course out there will teach you that you have the answers. So I'm going to save you thousands of dollars right now. Okay, get my $27 guide. I'm going to teach you exactly in the simplest, purest form and truth how to do this work. Because everybody knows, even the government knows, if we can just silence their intuition and their truth, if we can get people to doubt themselves, we win. Because when you have pure connection to source that never lies, always tells the truth with a 99.9% accuracy, it's game over. So I teach you how to get your yes and your no. When you have your yes and no, I give you the 7 keys so you can unlock your truth. So you can ask the messenger quicker, what key do I need to unlock my truth? Okay, is this making sense? Now, in my $27 guide, I teach you all the 7 keys with the questions, with the charts, right? Because if it's physical, we want to know if it's a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency, which one. And then I also teach you how to test products, because if the products are not 90 to 100% efficient or effective, they're a waste of your time and money. So not only will this $27 guide save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in your lifetime, okay? You will know exactly what you need to heal yourself, to heal your money block, to heal the relationships, right? Yes, people are easier to control when they are disconnected and distracted, 100%. So when you have the 7 keys, you guys, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. Thanks, Tammy. I'm gonna teach you exactly how to know, because that is how we are supposed to know, right? So make sure you guys get the free guide. Make sure you're following me. Thank you so much for hitting the love. And share the free guide with people, you guys. I wish somebody said, Heather, check out this free guide. It's life-changing. It would have saved me thousands and thousands of dollars in years of certifications I just didn't need because I doubted myself. So a lot of you guys are watching this and you're like, you doubt yourselves. You doubt your power, your worth. And it's so sad, okay? So how do you get my free guide? You guys, everything's linked in my bio, so make sure you're following me, because then when you click on my picture, it'll send you to my profile. But if you're watching the live and you want to go get the free guide, just click on my picture. You'll click on my picture again, and it'll send you to my profile. And I have a Stan store. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I was new too when I was like, how do I get stuff on here? Yeah, so just click my picture, and it'll pull up my profile. And then I have a link underneath my profile picture. You're so welcome. So hopefully you guys have gotten my free guide. Hopefully you got my $27 guide. You guys, starting January 1st, the guide is going to go up to $47, okay? The guide will go up to $47. So get it now while it's only $27. And even then, you guys, it's a steal. It's a steal, okay? So why do I charge for my guide? Because I literally am certified in over 10 holistic modalities. Okay, I spent a decade and over $15,000 simplifying the entire system into an easy, done-for-you system. It is the only system you need to move power and solid foundation of truth. That's why it's called the Truth Code, right? Am I the only one that teaches these keys? No. Right? Remember I told you I got certified in lots of modalities? You can spend, $1,000 to $5,000 learning some of these modalities that I have put in these keys. Everything is in these keys, right? Past lives. I got certified. In that. You don't need all that. Okay? Generational trauma. Got certified in that. Okay? Learned breakthrough. Took me a year. I give that to you for free in my free guide. Okay? Emotional trauma. Went through that. Learned how to overcome that through NLP, hypnosis, emotion code, theta healing, right? All you need is your intuition. You need to know how to get a yes or a no from your body. They have proven this. Doctors and scientists have proven, right? Every single method that is out there right now, the first thing that they are going to teach you is to start trusting your intuition. To start trusting that your body knows, your subconscious, your higher self knows exactly what you need, okay? The 7 keys are what I created to help you get to the root cause in seconds. Yes, Lisa. So when you get the $27 guide, okay, it will go straight to your email. I printed mine off, okay? I printed it and made it into a little booklet, okay? You don't have to do that, but I highly recommend you do. And you don't need to do it in color and have a fancy binder. You don't need to do that. But I like it for all the charts. And maybe you just print the charts. Maybe you just print, right, the charts so that you could know. You guys, remember I told you one of the 7 keys is it parasite? Is it a toxin or nutrient deficiency? Which one? Your body can test with a 99.9% accuracy. So what does that mean when I say that? So even my person who I certified in Germany, right, he was a doctor. He was a doctor and he was very frustrated that he had to wait weeks, sometimes months. No, it's super easy to understand, Lisa. Super easy. So this doctor would have to wait weeks or months to get labs in for his patients, right? He's like, this is a joke. I can't be waiting for these labs. I need to know now what my patient needs. So he asked God, right? Creator of the universe, there's got to be a better way. And the creator said, yes, there is. You are an instrument. Your body is an instrument. You can use your body to test with a 99.9% accuracy. So he tried it out. The same system I'm teaching you in my $27 guide is the system I learned. So he tested his patients using this method that he created. He then got labs done and then did a side-by-side comparison, right? 99.9% accurate. So you can do that, right? You have the power to know exactly what is wrong with you in seconds. Now, in my free guide, it's going to take a little bit longer because you use your body, right, to get your yes or no. In my $27 guide, there's a system I use where it's seconds, right? So, yeah, I always felt that my intuition is my best guide, just disconnected from myself due to trauma. Yeah, we do disconnect from trauma, and that's what we're taught to do. So, Lisa, pain will go away instantly. But remember, your messenger is going to leave, but if there's something else, she's going to keep coming back. So people who have been silencing their truth and they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, and they're dealing with extreme pain, the pain is going to go away because you cleared that, but then a new pain's going to come. So then you're going to clear that. You guys, my life is not pain-free because I have these keys. Now, when I have pain, I just know it's the messenger, right? 2 weeks ago, I had chest pain. Got off alive. I asked which key. It was absorbed. Thank you for the message. Guess what? The messenger left. The pain left my chest. I'm drinking from my cup. Okay? So if you have never done any type of personal development, if you have never started to take accountability for your life or to start listening to your pain, it is going to be a process to clear, right? So my 30s to my 40s was me healing myself, was recognizing the emotional traumas, was recognizing the generational traumas, was clearing the spiritual blocks, right? Was clearing the past lives. So it takes time, but eventually you will get to a place like where I am. And I the only pain I have is if it's that day and it's a message, right? If it's that chest pain, that's not mine. So thank you, Shelby. I need to hire you, Queen. Yes, thank you guys so much. Okay, so it is that time for us to practice these one-on-one keys. So I'm going to show you exactly how these keys work. So when your pain goes away, the messenger goes away. If a new pain comes up, Lisa, you're just going to use the keys to test, right? So if you've been dealing with chronic pain, and let's say the pain starts to come back, you're going to be like, oh, what is this? Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed? Because there's also such a thing called integration. Have you guys ever heard of someone who went through a healing crisis? Has anyone ever gone through a healing crisis? You purge way too fast and your body, right? This is also called psychosis. There are people who try to heal, or there are people who have so much trauma that they go into a psychosis, right? Or they awaken their spiritual antenna. So we want to allow our body to clear and heal and integrate slowly. Yeah, yes, Carmen. So we need to go and unpack the layers, right? At a pace that our body supports. Oh, yes, Shelby. She said, happened to me and I went into a psych ward. Yeah, you guys, these things happen, and that doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're broken. Okay, that's one thing when I work with people who have gone into the mental hospital, I tell them, like, first of all, you did nothing wrong. And second of all, you must have experienced some pretty massive trauma. And now here's some tools to help you. We just need to set some spiritual boundaries, okay? When you see things that you don't want to see, you get to send those things away. We just need to set up some spiritual walls so those things can't come in, okay? Yeah, I did that like a freight train going through me. Yeah. So when you're using the keys, you guys, I am in connection with my body. I love my body. I want to make sure that I'm serving my body. So we always ask, what's the first key? Do I need to know more? If I get a yes and I clear it, I ask my body, right? Can I even do more? Is there another key I can clear today? Your body will tell you yes or no, and you respect that. Yes, you can read the guide on the phone. Yeah, as soon as you download it, it's in your email, so you can read it right away. Oh, Dags, I'm scared to reconnect. I think I'll have a heart attack if I actually feel all this trauma. So Dags, that's why, right? We're not opening everything wide open. That's why when we're children and we don't have, or we're adults and we don't have memories from this age on, it's protection. So you will ask your body, Dags, show me which key I am ready to unlock truth. And your body will show you. And then let's say your body does say it's an emotional trauma. And what age? You don't have to go to the trauma, you guys. And I think that's what I get so frustrated about is, do you know that seeing yourself being sexually abused or physically abused, your body doesn't know the difference between it actually happening. So there are literally women who have been and men who have been abused, and they can see that thing happening over and over and over again. And it's like your body's actually experiencing that over and over and over again. And that's horrific. I can't even imagine, right? So all you have to do is ask your intuition, which key? Yeah, Dags. So if you have zero memory, it's going to be very important for you to start to connect to your intuition and start asking which key. And as you slowly remove the layers, okay, and you feel more safety in your body and you start trusting your body, right? Forming a bond, forming a relationship with your intuition. No, they're not symbolic. Okay? You will be able to process more. So you guys, in my free guide, there is a link to my Live Empowered course, okay, that me and my partner, my best friend, created. And that is a great way, a great place to start if you've never done personal development. You need to learn how to create safety in your body. You need to learn how to set boundaries and to say no. You need to have a vision of where you're going in this life, okay? Most people on here don't have a vision. It's like they're just being blown through the wind. Most people don't know how to say no and set boundaries, all right? They let people walk all over them. They're people pleasers. Most people, okay, think no is bad. I can't say no. I just have to serve and serve. No, no is a superpower. So when you have your yes and no, and you have the 7 keys, you become unstoppable. So we are going to take people who have a 10-10 pain. So Dags, we can work on you tonight if you want to. So if you have a 10-10 pain, or if you want me to tap in with you, I need you to say 10-10, right? What's the symptom? And I give you permission. And you guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I use these keys in my life every day. And you guys, I'm a mom. I use these for my kids. So my $27 guide, you can learn how to use this for your family. Hey, New York. Okay, so Lisa, we could do you, Queen. And then make sure you give me permission. Carmen, make sure you give me permission. So we have Lisa, that's a 10. Carmen, that's a 10. Okay. Legs, back, neck, chronic coughing. Okay. So this is good because you guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I would do this on other people. And you guys, I'm not healing people, okay? I'm not here claiming to be your savior, your healer, or a medium, or any of those things. I'm here to teach you truth, your intuition, your yes and no. Get that and use the 7 keys to unlock your truth. You never, ever, ever, ever have to rely on another person for you to get your truth, okay? Lori, Evan, Gas, 10-10. Hey, Sandy. Yep, I just need you to give me your pain level and permission. And then you guys make sure that you're following me and that you're hearting the screen. Keep hearting the screen. Okay? I ask you to heart the screen because it sends this live out to other people so that they can get these keys for free too, right? We want to send this to as many people as possible. Because the truth is, you guys, if everybody had this email and this information in their hands today, the world would be a totally different place by tomorrow. Hold on, guys. TikTok's wanting me to verify that I'm still here. Okay, pins, BPD, pins, BPD. Okay, so you guys, I have a list. Okay, I have my list. So I'm doing Lisa Wolf, Carmen, Lori, Enegas, Sandy, HL, and Hengley 1, and Pins PPD. Okay? So we're going to start there. You guys, please do yourself a favor. If you need the healing, then you need my free guide. Okay? Because you need to learn this information for yourself. But do yourself even better and get my $27 guide. Okay? Make sure you get the free guide. I teach you exactly how to do this for yourself because I'm not always going to be on live, you guys. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you're in immense pain and no one is going to be able to help you. But with the keys, you can help yourself, okay? That is how you empower yourself and take your power back, okay? Yes, Dags is first. If I buy the guide, do I also need the free guide? No, you don't need the free guide. The free guide just has the link to the Live Empowered course, but you can go to my website, heatherashleyjones.com, and to do the free Live Empowered course. That's the only thing I don't think that's linked to my $27 guide. Okay? So all of you guys here, if you want an incredible personal development course, that's literally worth thousands of dollars. That's free right now. Just go to Heather Ashley Jones, go to the courses, and it's free. It's free right now, okay? It's a great place to start. Okay, so Dags, are you here? I got you, brother. All right, so Dags, so you guys, this is what we are all going to do on this live. So we're going to make sure that we're tapping the love screen or the hearts while we work on Dags, and we're all going to hold sacred space for Dags. So I want you guys all to just send Dags so much love. And I'm going to ask if I have permission. So in my $27 guide, I teach you exactly how to do this proxy. So if anyone in your family or friends, right, are sick, you can know exactly what the root cause is, even with their money block. And you can do this too, right? So I've spent years in certifications. You don't need that. Okay? You just don't. So Dags, I have permission? Yes. Okay? You guys, I'm not seeing this in my mind, right? I'm using a yes and no technique that I teach you in my $27 guide. So Dags, we're going to ask which key will unlock his truth first, right? We're just asking the messenger, his messenger, to tell us. I have permission so I can tap in. If he didn't give me permission, I wouldn't be able to do this, okay? So I have permission. Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational? So you guys, the first key I got for Dags is generational. So now we're going to ask the messenger. Remember that we don't silence the messenger until the messenger is done speaking. Messenger, do we need to know more? Yes. Okay. Did that come from mom or dad? Came from dad. Do we need to know more? Yes. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm Heather. 1, 2, 3. So 3 generations back, Dags on dad's side. Do we need to know more? Yes. Which means he needs to know the emotion. So in my $27 fancy handy dandy guide, which you can print out, I have a list of all the trapped emotions. So I'm going to go and ask which trapped emotion, right? You guys can do this too. It's this page. No, it's the back page. Okay. 50 through 60, 61, 62, 63. So worthless, Dags. Imagine, right? They have proven this through epigenetics. So 3 generations back, your grandfather felt worthless. Pass that on to your dad. Pass that on to your dad and pass that on to you. Worthless. How do you think someone with the emotion of worthless trapped in their body will manifest that into their lives? So the second that you get that information, we asked, do we need to know more? Nope, which means his body can release that. So Dags, are you feeling any pain right now? So Dags, are you in any physical pain? If you're not in pain, you guys, when you're clearing generational things or things like that, you're disconnected. Physical and emotional. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to teach you the universal way. So I have spent thousands of dollars learning hundreds of ways to clear trauma, emotions, right? And some of them are these huge, elaborate systems. And that is a lie, okay? The only thing that you need to clear is to hold sacred space for yourself. Okay, what does that mean? It means I'm just allowing my body to feel every emotion it needs to feel, and I'm not bypassing or silencing my messenger. Then I'm going to breathe. Do you guys, I don't have to teach breath. Breath is the universal, right? The second we're born, we breathe. When we're stressed or when things happen, we stop breathing. Breath creates cortisol. It cuts off oxygen to our brain. Our brain produces cortisol, the stress hormone. The stress hormone floods our entire body, which creates cortisol in the belly, which creates fat, and then it creates inflammation. Inflammation is the leading cause of death. Okay? So breathe. So all of you guys who I'm working on, you're going to breathe, hold sacred space, and then as you are releasing this, I just breathe unconditional love into the pain and then see the pain release through breath. It's that simple. Thank you, Carmen. Okay? It's that simple. So Dags, I want you to pay attention to this emotional and physical pain. And as you breathe in and out, I want you to breathe this pain out and trust any emotion that comes out. You guys, integration looks like, sometimes it looks like freezing, shaking, purging, crying, rage. Just trust that your body is going to purge the way it needs to. So I'm going to ask, will this bring his pain to a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5? So this will bring his pain down to a 5, which means what? Oh yeah, that's generational. I love that. Yeah, that's probably generational, that he doesn't allow your kids to show their emotion, right? So because this pain's only going to get Dags to a 5, it means there's another key. So we're going to ask, which key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational? It's generational again. From mom's side, from dad's side. Do we need to know more? Yes. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. Does he need to know the emotion? Yes. Do you guys see how quickly I'm getting to the root cause? Like literal seconds. I can go through every single key with my body in literal seconds and clear my pain within minutes. Okay? So he needs to know the emotion. So in my $27 guide, I have the emotions, right? This page, top half, bottom half. 20 through 30. So 21, 22, 23. Grief. How do I get the answers that fast? So I learned a system called intuitive testing in Germany. Okay, it's called InnerWise, and that's what taught me how to get my yes or no. I got certified in kinesiology, which is muscle testing in the US, and it was just way too hard for me. I couldn't figure it out. So, Dags, grief, and worthless. Grief and worthless. Dags is clearing that from his body. Yes, I'm still on you, Dags. Worthless was the first one. Grief is the second one. And Dags, as this starts clearing, let us know. Ooh, okay. Yeah. So Dags, as you clear this, hun, let us know in the comments when it goes from a 10 to a 9 to an 8 to a 7 so we can follow your progress, okay? And I'll let you know when we're done with the keys. But so far, we still have more keys. Does he have more keys? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Does he have multiple generational? Yes. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 5 generational, 5 more generational. Wow, Dags. Are they all from his dad? Yes. They all come from your dad. Does he need to know all the emotions? No. He can clear those now? Yes. So Dags, 7 generational, right? Trapped emotions, traumas. Remember, epigenetics has proven through the study of science, through studying mice, that mice literally pass down fears, phobias, sicknesses, diseases. So Dags, you came into this earth and you took a lot on from your dad and you're asking to clear it now, right? We're not silencing the messenger. So the messenger has spoken and you're ready to clear those. So now we're going to ask Dags's body, is there another key? Yes. We keep asking until his body says there's no more keys, okay? It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. If I say a key that does not resonate to you, change the language. If you don't believe in past lives, do you believe that you were some type of entity or an angel or a being before you came into this earth? And if so, do you think something may have happened, or you're taking on something that in this lifetime you chose to feel so you can move through it, okay? So persecutions cross, DAGs. So you guys, I have been working with hundreds of people with the persecutions cross. The persecutions cross is literally people who have been silenced in multiple lifetimes for speaking truth. Okay? We all know the Salem witch trials. We all know, right? Men and women were silenced for their truth. Men were silenced for learning about the human body, for learning about astrology, for learning about planets. Okay, and as some men started to bring this information into the earth, they weren't ready for it. They were called crazy and they were silenced. And so that has happened in multiple lifetimes. This is a lifetime where all those lives come to a head. This lifetime, to transmute all of them and to like step fully into your power. So a lot of people that I have been dealing with the persecutions cross specifically have had immense trials and traumas on this lifetime. And that's intentional. That is intentional because it was in preparation to bring all of those to this present moment. So DAGs, how do you clear a past life, right? You have the 7 keys, you test its past life, you ask if you need to know more. Do we need to know more? We got a yes, it's the persecutions cross. Do we need to know more? Nope, which means you can clear it, which means we don't have to spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours in a meditation state to learn the lesson and clear it, okay? You just don't need to do that. So DAGs, what you're going to do is you're going to command in all timelines, dimensions, and space for this persecutions cross to now leave. And I want you to imagine every single lifetime before this lifetime, or just feel it, call it in, and like see it like coming into this moment. And yesterday I talked about it like the phoenix coming through, right? The ashes, and just fully embracing and like stepping into your like Superman. And then let us know how this is feeling. I don't know. You don't know what? How to clear? Just hold sacred space. Hello, Marble from Australia. DAGs, you got this. Okay? This was a big one. So I'm going to ask DAGs, his body, right? Higher self. Does he need another key? And I got a no. Okay? So what was that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 absorbed in a past life. So that was huge. So DAGs, let's ask your body what pain level you can get tonight. Okay, he can get to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. Tonight on this live, yes. So DAGs, you let us know as that pain drops down to a 0. DAGs, your accuracy is insane in a good way. Yeah, you guys, you can do this too. Like I'm literally, you guys, people, when you guys get my $27 guide and start practicing with people, they're going to say things like, oh my gosh, are you a psychic? Are you a medium? Like, how did you know? And you're like, well, I didn't know. I tested. And your body is a messenger, and your body can test with a 99.9% accuracy. I can do that, and you can do that. And every single person on this planet can do that. So imagine if every single person on this planet knew that they could ask any question, money block, relationship block, physical pain, why, and know with a 99.9% accuracy what was the root cause. Crazy, huh? So DAGs, let us know how you're doing, King. DAGs, I knew everything you found, but I need it gone. Yeah. So sometimes you guys, we know. I knew that my childhood trauma and that my spiritual trauma was affecting my life, but I didn't know that I had the power to clear it. I didn't know that all I needed was permission for myself to listen to the messenger, to get the understanding, the lesson, so I could clear it. Oh, DAGs, I'm down. I feel comfortable here. I'm a man, and that's not easy to say. Yes, I totally understand that's not easy to say, right? I work with one of the top mental health coaches in the U.S. His name's Keith, and he works with men. specifically for men to be vulnerable and to teach that vulnerability in men is not weakness. Okay? Vulnerability in men is not weakness. It's not. Okay? So we're holding space for Dags. Dags is going from a 10-10 pain to a 0 on this live. All we did was hold sacred space, ask his messenger which key would unlock his truth. The second you get the message, you guys, the second you learn the lesson, because we cannot spiritually bypass. The second you get the message, the messenger leaves. So we wonder why there's people dealing with chronic pain, cancer, right? Diseases, sickness, autoimmune disorder, Hashimoto's. It is because something emotionally happened and they were silenced. And it's been tucked into their body and their body's trying to purge it out, right? We have to listen to the messenger. So even though we know those things were not right? I knew my sexual and physical trauma was not okay. But I had to learn the lesson. I had to recognize that that wasn't mine and I could clear it. Yeah, Garrett, mine is opposite. I know there's something there, but I have no idea why or when. So that's why the keys are so incredible. Yeah, Dags, that's why the keys are so incredible, because you have to bypass your conscious mind. Okay? Your conscious mind does not rule the roost. It tries to, right? That's why we doubt ourselves too. So when you use intuitive testing, you get your yes and no. You are literally talking to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what's in control. And the subconscious mind, right? The messenger will tell you exactly what you need. Because I don't know half the time, so I ask, okay, subconscious mind, is my pain physical? Is my money block physical? Is my bad relationship physical? Is it emotional, spiritual, generational, past life absorbed? Okay? Hey, bubblegum. So, if you don't know, I'm telling you right now, you can know. And you can know exactly, get my free guide, start practicing, okay? If you want to learn how to truly dive in, have access to all the keys, all the questions, curses, that's in the spiritual key. Garrett, you know the answer to that, brother. Okay? So Lisa Wolf, Queen, you ready? And then Dags, I know you're feeling better, but let us know as that number drops so that, and give us the exact number so that we can all support you, okay? Because when you get down to a 0, it will prove, right? It gives people permission that they can do it themselves, okay? So the reason why I come on live and I teach these things is because I give women and men permission to know that you can go from a 10-10 pain, that you can overcome sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, generational trauma, that you can heal fully. I also can speak to mothers who've lost a child, because I've lost a child. And I can tell you that that is one of the hardest things that you will ever go through as a mother. And the grief will be so unbearable that sometimes you might not even be able to process. But I know that there is hope and there is light, and eventually you will get to a place where you understand why. Yeah. Oh, I love you, Tammy. I gotta snap a picture of that queen. Sorry, guys. Diags, where are you at, brother? I'm at the point where I know exactly my pain, but can't say it. I'll be here. Okay. Yeah, so Diags, just let us know too, and numbers. Okay, so Lisa, we are now going to work on Lisa. I have the keys. I know I can do this. Thank you. Yes, Sunshine. I remember working on you. I'm so glad you have the keys and you're doing it for yourself. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to pin Lisa. So all of us that are watching, what are we doing? We're making sure that we're hitting the screen Okay, and we're holding sacred space for Lisa. We're sending Lisa so much love so that she can clear these things, okay? So Lisa said that she's a 10-10 pain, legs, back, neck. So when I have multiple pains in my body, I'm going to ask the messenger. Who is the messenger? It's the one that we've been taught to silence our entire life. That as soon as she gets the message out, she'll leave, okay? So we're not silencing Lisa, okay? And she said she has numb feet too, okay? So multiple things. So if I'm dealing with multiple things, and this is me, I'm going to ask my messenger, my higher self, right? Show me which key is priority. And then I'm going to ask for Lisa, are all these pains connected to the same thing or are they separate? Because you have to get precise in your asking. We don't ask broad questions, we're going to get broad answers, right? So first, I have permission to work with Lisa. I got a yes, which is good, okay? Is her leg pain, back pain, neck pain, and numb feet all connected to the same keys? No, okay? So we have to treat them separately. So we're going to ask her higher self, right? Her superconscious, her messenger, which key or which pain do we need to work on first? So we're going to ask the legs, the back, the neck. So we got the neck first, okay? So Lisa, we're going to test, why do we have this neck pain? Okay, then we use the keys. Does this make sense? Chronic coughing. Okay, we can add chronic coughing to the list too. You poor thing. Yeah. Is chronic coughing tied to her neck? No. Tied to her legs, back. So your chronic coughing is tied to your back pain, okay? And then numb feet is separate, legs are separate, and neck are separate. So these are all separate things. So for tonight, Lisa, we're going to work on your neck first, okay? Because that's what your body said. So if you're watching this and you have multiple pains, you're going to ask your body, show me which pain I need to work on first. And are there more, and are more of them connected so that as you're breathing out the pain, you can focus on those areas and see them being cleared. Okay? Okay. So show me which key will unlock Lisa's neck pain. Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational? Okay, Lisa, I got the first thing is generational. Okay, that's the first key. Do we need to know more? Yes. From mom, from dad. Do we need to know how many generations back? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 generations back, Lisa. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. This page, nope. So I'm looking at my chart in my book, okay? You guys, I never not have one time on my live gone to my physical charts. If you've watched me the last couple months, not one time, okay? But I do have those charts if you do end up having something physical. So 50 through 60, 61, 62. So worry. Are you a worry wart, Lisa? So worry has been passed down generationally, Lisa. So now we're going to clear this. Yeah. So I want you to focus in on your neck, Lisa. And I just want you to command this worry to leave your body. I like to say in all timelines, dimensions, and space, but you can say whatever you want, you guys, in your clearing. There's no right or wrong way. So the universal fastest way to clear is breath, breathing in unconditional love, and seeing that pain leaving your neck with each breath out. Okay? So this will clear Lisa's neck pain to a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6. So this will clear her neck to a 6, which means what? It means there's another key. So we're going to ask which key will help her neck pain. So is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational again? From mom, from dad again. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3 again. Does she need to know more? Yes. She needs to know the emotion. Yes. The front page? Nope. The back page. 50 through 60, 60 through 70, 60, 61, 62. Okay. Wow, I got the same exact emotion. Was this the same exact one? Integrating? Yeah. Okay, so this was a big one. Worry again. Okay. Is there another key attached to her neck? Yes. Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational? It's generational again. Do we need to know more? Yes. Is it from mom? No. It's from dad. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4 generations back. Do we need to know the emotion? No. So what does that mean? It means you can clear it. Is there another key causing Lisa's neck pain? No. So Lisa, 2 generational, okay, worry. Worry, worry, double worry. So I just want you to see that clearing your neck through breath, and then let us know in the comments when that drops. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Will her neck pain go to a 0 tonight? Yes. So your neck pain will get to a 0 tonight, Lisa. How's Dags doing? How are y'all doing tonight, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? I love these keys. These keys have changed my life, and I literally see miracles happen every single day just with the keys. And sometimes all you have to do is know the truth. Sometimes I'll just say on this live truth and people instantly get healing. Thanks, Carrie. Okay, so how do I use this to get my energy back after abuse? So after abuse, right? So I would put abuse as the first key, no energy. You're going to ask which key will unlock it. Chronic coughing through hurts so bad. Okay, so Lisa, let's ask now if the next thing we can work on is the chronic coughing. I can work on the chronic. Is chronic coughing next? Yeah, the chronic coughing is next. So we'll do that tonight, Lisa. Okay, so we'll do that next. So you guys, for abuse or chronic coughing or anything, right? You want to get your energy back. We're going to ask which key will unlock the truth. Okay? So Lisa's chronic cough, it started somewhere. We want to get to the root cause of it. So we'll ask physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Generational again. Holy cow, Lisa. From dad again. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generations back. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. Front page, back page. 50 through 60, 60 through 70. 50 through 60, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 59, 60, 60. Vulnerable. So vulnerable, Lisa. So in your chest, you're going to command that vulnerable to be cleared, all timelines, dimension, and space, and just breathe it out. Does she have another key that's attached to her chronic chest pain? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. This time it was absorbed. Okay? Absorbed energy. It's quantum entanglement. We do this all the time. All my empaths in here, okay, who pick up on people's energy, right? You're absorbing people's energy. That's how you know it feels bad. She needs to know more. Yes. From mom, from dad, from brother, from sister. Lisa, do you have a sister? Yes. Okay. Does she have multiple sisters? Does she need to know more? Yes. Oh, Lisa, I'm so sorry, honey. Wow. So this you picked up from your sister. Do we need to know what age? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, age 5, age 6. At age 7 is when this absorbed energy was taken on. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. The front page? Yes. 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30, 20. Forlorn. So forlorn, that's a pretty big fancy word. So your sister, you were age 7, your sister was feeling forlorn and you took that on, okay? And that's stuck in your chest right now. Does she need to know more? No. So you can clear that, Lisa. There's more keys attached to Lisa's chest. Hey, Danielle. My queen bestie. Ooh, the magician. There's another key for Lisa. Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, Lisa. That makes sense. It's in your chest. Past life, Lisa. Persecutions cross. Can't make this stuff up, you guys. People are clearing the persecutions cross like you would not believe. And it makes sense because I believe we are in the last dispensation of this world. She is literally going to ascend to her celestial glory. We are ascending, and there are people who have come into this timeline to transmute and to take all those lifetimes into this defining moment. So this is huge, Lisa. So I know, without even knowing you, the trials and traumas that you went through were more than most. More than most, Lisa. okay? And it was for intention. It was to prepare you for this moment right now, to bring all of your energy and all of the pain and all of the trauma to this present moment, to be fully healed and used as your power. You guys, every plant, every tree that's strong and powerful, they had to withstand storms like never before, right? They had to withstand the storms. Our strong leaders, our strong spiritual women, our fighters, you ask any of them if they had an easy life, and they will say, hell no. Yes, a lot of pain. What is blocking me from taking my spiritual oath as a woman? I'm silenced by men. If that's what you know, then break that, alchemy. So you can break that, right? You can use the 7 keys and ask, is it spiritual? Ask if it's a curse or a hex, or ask if it's something generational. Ask if it's something emotional. Ask if it's something past life, right? You might have multiple keys that are preventing you from stepping fully into your truth. But here's the thing, you also cannot spiritually bypass the lessons you need to learn. So Lisa had to learn all these things, and right now she's hearing the message. Right now she is literally hearing the truth so she can step fully into her power. That is not spiritually bypassing, that is learning exactly what you needed to know so that you could move forward in truth, okay? That is why it's called the truth code, okay? So Lisa, we're going to ask again, is there another key causing this chronic chest pain? Nope. Nope. Will this get her to a 0? This will get her to a 0 pain. Lisa, oh my goodness, love. This is going to be huge for you. So, there is something called integration, right? And I do want to speak about this because I have been helping a lot of people who have had chronic symptoms for a long time. The pain goes away. They feel really, really good. They go to a 0, and then the pain starts to come back because you have silenced yourself for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, okay? The messenger has another message for you. Yeah, so Lisa, you're going to use the keys, honey. I do want, grief is different for every person though. So when I lost my son, I couldn't cry for almost an entire year, right? I held my emotions in tight like a rock because I didn't have the capacity to be able to grieve in that moment. So my body did what it does best, and it protected me from that grief. It protected me from that by pushing it down until I was ready and had the proper space and capacity to be able to move past that. So Lisa, I want you to allow yourself all the time you need to grieve, to cry, to mourn the loss. Even Jesus wept when his friend Nazareth died. He was the savior of the world. He could have healed him in a second, but he still wept. I was silenced for 60 years. Yeah, Georgie. So Lisa, you have permission to feel every emotion, to feel defeated, to feel sadness. But the truth is you can learn exactly, you can know exactly anything you need to know to help in your brother's passing. If there was a lesson, if you need to speak to him, you can speak to your brother. If there were things you weren't able to say, you can say those things now, right? Anything a psychic medium can do, you could do. We all have those gifts. So, Lisa, this will bring that chest pain to a 0. I'm going to ask if are there any other keys that we need to work on for Lisa tonight? And I got to know, okay? So you just processed a ton for your neck, a ton for your chest. I'm still trying to really store trauma so I can cry. It is a process, you guys, but we have to do 2 things, okay? Start trusting your intuition, please, for the love of God, who I love. Please get the free guide and start testing your yes and no. Learn the method I learned in Germany, the $27. The yes and no is a technique to start tapping into your intuition. Your body knows exactly how to process grief. Your body knows exactly how to get to the root cause of anything. Anything. So how do we love ourselves? How do we heal ourselves? So we have to stop gaslighting our pain, and we have to start relying on external validation to heal us, because that's not what we need. We need to hold sacred space. Yes, Lisa. You guys, we need to learn how to love ourselves unconditionally and stop gaslighting our own selves and stop giving our power away to people who do not give a crap about us. Okay? So, make sure you get my free guide, learn the keys, learn the system. So in my spiritual mastery course, right, I teach people foundational truths. And the first truth is you have to start trusting yourself. You get all the answers. Okay? So how do you get to my bio? You click on my picture and then my picture again. And then it'll send you to my profile. And there's a link in my stand store. I love that. I wore a shirt to say today that says love yourself. I wore a sweater. It has like a cross on it, and it's 1 Corinthians, and it's the scripture on charity, the pure love of Christ, right? It's everything is love, you guys. Everything is unconditional love, but you have to start by having unconditional love for who? For yourself. And that's how you will heal, and that's how you'll heal grief too. Yeah. Kristen, that's everybody's problem. Yay, Lisa, my love. Her neck is feeling better. And how is Dags doing? Dags, are you still here, brother? So we have Carmen. Carmen, are you here, Carmen? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. You guys, if you are new here, okay, I am the #1 intuitive teacher in the world. Hands down. Okay? I have helped hundreds of people across the entire globe. I teach these keys for free. Okay? Am I the only one who teaches these concepts? No. Am I the only one that I know of that teaches them for free? I don't know. I hope there's more people out there. But I teach these keys, you guys, because people need them. They're just a remembrance. They're just a remembrance. Yeah. Throat still hurts. Does it take time? Is the throat connected to the cough? Yes. So that's going to be integration. Yeah. 510, Dags. Yes. 5. That is huge, Dags. Okay. So Dags, my truth will alienate me. Doing what I need to do might create more generational. Ooh, that's a lie. Okay. How do I say this? Dags, there's a reason why you came on my live tonight. Okay. Sometimes your truth will alienate you, okay? You did not come here. You did not come here to allow other people's opinions and views to shut your light off, okay? So when you silence your truth to keep other people safe, you're hiding your light under a bush. And eventually you will put your own light out. You will kill who? Yourself. So you have to recognize that these people that came into your life were for a reason, and they are going to have opinions, right? I love my family, but they have opinions. They're allowed to have their opinions, right? I had to learn how to remove myself from my family members. Do I love them unconditionally? Yes, I do. But I also love myself, and I had to set boundaries, and I had to remove myself from their opinions. You can remove yourself from family members and still love them unconditionally, but you have to set boundaries, and they are not going to like it. And they will call you things. They will say horrible things about you, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because it's not truth. That's why I said the #1 thing you have to do is you have to have unconditional love for yourself. You have to set boundaries, okay? You did not come here, Dags, to shut your light out to make other people comfortable. Okay? If Jesus did that, we would not be here today. If Jesus said, well, everyone thinks I'm horrible and all the people and, Nazareth, right? They just think I'm a shepherd's son. So I probably shouldn't say that I'm the savior of the world because, I don't want to shine my light too big. No. Dags. You came here to be a light. You came here to shed truth. You came here to remove the persecution's cross, to bring all of those traumas and trials into this very moment, Dags. So for tonight, Lisa, I did get a yes that the throat is cleared. It will go down to a 0 by tonight. But if it starts coming back up tomorrow, it's because there's more clearing, but we can only clear so much so we don't create like this healing crisis, this purge. So you're doing amazing, Lisa. Okay, Dags, I'm not going to preach to you anymore because I think you get it. When the generational trauma is cleared, the generational trauma is cleared. But you have to take action for yourself. You're so welcome, Queen. It still is hard to keep the distance. It is. It's so hard, you guys. I literally had to write an email, right, to my stepmom because they are so mad at me. They think I'm the most vilest, wicked person because I say that I was physically and sexually abused as a child, which I was. But they're like, right, she was my stepmom, so she came into my life when I was 7. Most, if not all, of my physical traumas and sexual traumas were before the age that I met her. So she didn't see a lot of those things. And so it's really hard for her when I say those things about my dad, right? But I love my dad. He did the best he could. When I teach on my lives, right? Broken people hurt people. A healed person doesn't sexually traumatize a child or physically abuse a child, right? My dad was just very physically abusive with me because he was a broken little kid. His parents died. He was thrown into the foster care system. He was beat, right? He loved me, though, with so much. He did the best he could. So we can love our parents, but we can also acknowledge the trauma that they gave to us. We can also say, hey, that happened to me and that was not okay. Do I still love you unconditionally? Yes, right? Like Jesus on the cross, forgive them for they know not what they do. He unconditionally loved his abusers because he came from a place where he recognized their capacity. He recognized that they were learning, that we're all here learning through sin, right? We're all learning through mistakes. And so I had to separate myself from my family because I launched and published a book which shared a lot of my trials and my traumas. And instead of acknowledging the things I went through, they're like, oh, how dare you? We're going to have to move. I'm like, what are you talking about? So yeah, I get it. It's so hard. I think that's the hardest thing for people, right? Well, I could share my truth as soon as they die. No, you can share your truth now. We have to stop silencing our truth to protect the abusers, okay? We got to stop doing that, you guys. We have to stop silencing our truth so the abusers feel comfortable. I just lost my job. Hey, that's okay. If you lost your job, it's because you got something bigger and better coming, Queen. When one door opens, 5 more open. I'm so glad I got fired from some of my jobs, right? That I got let go from a job on 12/12. You're welcome, Lisa. All right, Carmen, are you here, Queen? Or was that you, Carmen? Papa, welcome back. The body ache went away from yesterday, okay? However, I was anxious today, went to the mall, felt anxiety. So just like I was telling Lisa, as we clear things, right, things are going to keep coming up because we have silenced ourselves for so many years. So my book is called Becoming God's Daughter, A Journey to Discovering Your Divine Worth. It's a mouthful. It's on Amazon. And then I have another book called Cut the Crap, which is great for people in business. But yeah, so Papa, now hopefully you got the free guide and you're testing the keys so that you can now test what the anxiety is. Yeah, Cut the Crap. Cut the Crap by Heather Ashley Jones. That one is really good because I teach you the Enneagram in that book, which is not the profile, it's actual the system. Like we all go through Enneagrams every day. So Carmen, Lori, Enigas, Sundry, Hemley, and PINZPD. Are any of you guys here? Yeah, so Danielle, yeah, the Enneagram, again, I spent $2,000 learning the Enneagram. That's another certification. It's an exact system to know where you are at because we're all on a clock. So every time you decide to do something, you put yourself on an Enneagram. And so a lot of people stop at 0.3 on the Enneagram because it gets too hard, when really that's when you know you're on the right path. Does it have 3 girls on the front? Which one? No. So Becoming God's Daughter, A Journey to Discovering Your Divine Worth has a picture of me on the front cover. And then Cut the Crap, it's like a hot pink book, or sorry, it's a hot yellow book with like pink lips. So if you have not already, make sure you got my free guide. You guys, my $27 guide is incredible. It will go up to $47 in January. So there's about 2 more weeks. You can grab it at the $27 price. But so much good feedback just from the $27 guide. You guys, people are having miracles happen. Miracles. Because they realize that they have a gift of intuition and they use the keys. All right, Carmen. There you are, Carmen. Yes, Danielle. You got to get my book, Queen. I need to give it to you like I promised I would and sign it. I will do that. I still haven't even ordered more books. I need to. Okay, so you guys, we are working with Carmen. There's a, what is that Carmen show? Okay, so Carmen, I have permission to work with Carmen. Yes. So you guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to use these keys. So there's 7 keys. Key number 1 is we have to stop silencing our truth. Yeah, it's on Amazon. So it's Becoming God's Daughter, A Journey to Discovering Your Divine Worth by Heather Ashley Jones. Or Cut the Crap by Heather Ashley Jones. Or go to my website. Go to my website, heatherashleyjones.com, and you'll be able to find them there. Okay, so Carmen, key number 1, we have to stop silencing our truth, you guys. You have to stop, like right now. Pain is just a messenger, right? So Carmen has pain. Love you, Lisa. So we're going to ask the messenger what the problem is, and we're going to use the other keys to unlock her truth. So we're going to ask Carmen's pain, the messenger, is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it spiritual? Is it generational? Is it past life absorbed? And the messenger is going to tell us through our yes and no testing. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life absorbed. People get triggers when we speak. Yes, they can. You can trigger people just by the way you look, right? But the trigger is not them triggering you. It's something in you that needs to be healed, okay? Nothing can trigger you unless you allow it to. That's super, super powerful. So Carmen, the first one is absorbed. Absorbed. If people don't like you for no reason, who cares? It's the bell curve. People are going to love you on the top, think you're like the bee's knees. Some people are going to literally despise you, and some people could either or. People don't like you for no reason. Who the heck cares? So Carmen, absorbed energy. Yes. Does she need to know more? Yes. From mom, from dad, from brother, from sister, from a family member, age 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, age 10, So absorb something at 11 from a family member, Carmen. What does absorbed mean? Okay, you weren't here for the discussion. So absorbed is when you take on someone's energy. So quantum entanglement, you guys, we're all energy. All my empaths in here know when you're in a room with toxic people, or you could just cut the energy with a knife. Sometimes when you feel that energy, right, it's because your energies have become entangled with other people's. But what happens is when you leave, you take their energy with you. And this can happen at any age, any moment, right? Our empaths do this all the time. So Carmen, you absorbed, took on someone's energy when you were 11 years old. It wasn't yours, from a family member. Does she need to know the emotion? Yeah. Front page, 50 through 60, 60 through 70, 61, 62, 60. So worthless. So at age 11, you took on this energy of feeling worthless, okay? And that is attached to the pain you're feeling right now. So that's just the messenger saying, this feeling of worthless is not yours. It's time to let it go. So Carmen is going to release this herself. I'm not on here to be anyone's healer or savior, okay? I'm here to give you truth and the keys so that you can do this yourself. So Carmen is going to breathe, hold sacred space, breathe in unconditional love to that pain, and breathe out worthless. Command it to leave her body, okay? And this is going to get Carmen to a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5 pain. Yeah, karma is real. That's why I'm not worried about people getting their karma, because they'll get it. If not in this lifetime, in the next lifetime. I've actually been helping some people clear some pretty crazy karma, and they're like, gosh, dang it, I must have been a major jerk in the last life. Yeah, so when you have the keys, and if you test past life, you can test, was it karma? And what was the karma? And do I need to know more? Yeah. So you guys, when you have the keys, you unlock all truth. Get my $27 guide, you guys. It's going up to $47 in January. Still an incredible price either way, but just want to let you guys know. Okay, so this will bring Carmen's pain to a 5, which means what? It means there is another key. So we're going to ask, which key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, Carmen. Past life. Is it the persecution's cross? Yep. The persecution's cross. I'm telling you, that is why I'm here right now. It is the end of 2025. You guys, the energies are so intense. It is forcing people to deal with all of their trauma. Like family relationships, family drama, like the pain, the past. It's like all coming to a head. Like people are being forced to deal with their crap. Will it tell us what to do, like a step-by-step guide? Yes. And the $27 guide, every key broken down, every question to ask, it will teach you the same way I get my yes or no. And then clearing is simple. Clearing is as simple as holding sacred space, commanding it to leave your body, breathing it out of your body, okay? Yes, Tammy. I can't wait for you to read it, love. Yes, lovely Laura. Okay, so persecution's cross. So I do not specifically talk about this in my $27 guide. Here's why. I could literally write a whole entire book on each key. The physical, the emotional, the spiritual, the generational, the past, the life, the absorbed. What I do teach you is the over umbrella encompassing what that is. Because you have what's called your intuition. And you have to learn how to become a detective. So what does that mean? That means that you will learn how these keys work for you. You will know exactly what's physically wrong. You will know if there's a trapped emotion and in what age. You will know, like, let's say you test something spiritual. There's a million things that could be bad and good. So I just list what things I think it could be until my body says, yes, that's it. So sometimes I'll work with people on my lives, right? Like the other day we worked with Lulu, and she had an unclean spirit in her house. I'm not a psychic or a medium, but I have intuition and I can ask questions. I can become a detective. Okay. And I did see in my mind's eye some, like, her being physically attacked by a man. And I said, were you attacked by a man? She said, yeah, a guy broke my back. And I was like, oh, shoot. And then I asked, because I don't know, I asked, is that why this unclean spirit isn't leaving? Because it had to do with this thing. And it was a yes. So you guys, I'm just putting the pieces together. So you will learn how to ask questions, because that's what we were taught not to do as children. Don't ask questions. Don't second guess me. Shut up, sit down, be quiet. I know. So we have to relearn how to tap into our intuition and ask intuitive questions, right? Ask and you shall receive. So I can literally write 1,000,000 books just on past lives. I have 5 books in my house. I can literally write several books on generational trauma, right? I can write several books on emotional trauma. How many types of emotional traumas are there? Well, there's sexual trauma, there's physical trauma, there's religious trauma, there's like emotional trauma, religious trauma, Did I already say that? Spiritual trauma. There's so many different types of traumas, right? So I can't write a million books on each key. But what I can say is, Queen and King, you have the keys. You have intuition. You can ask the questions and receive the answer. Okay? Yes, LA, I teach my sons to ask. Yeah, ask. That's what we're meant to do. We're supposed to ask. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and I'll open the door. So as you learn how to work with these keys, you're going to become just like me. I don't know all the answers. Sometimes I'll work with someone and we'll test for a past life. Do we need to know more? Yes. And it's not a persecutions cross. It's not karma. I'm like, well, what the heck is it? Do we need to know how they died? Do we need to know the emotion? Do we need to know if there's other people involved? Like, I don't know. So I ask. And you're going to get really intuitive about asking which question will unlock your truth. Okay? So hopefully that answered your question. Okay, Carmen, the persecutions cross. How do you clear? That's another question I get. So in my guide, I say there's a million ways to clear. You can color, you can scream, you can cry, you can sweat, you can purge, you can throw up. When you hold sacred space, when I hold space for my body to clear, I breathe and command it to leave my body. That's it. I breathe and I command you to leave my body. I learned the lesson. The messenger told me there's nothing else I need to know. So that means I just need to have faith and trust and command it to leave my body and see it leaving my body. See myself healed. Okay? So with the persecutions cross, you guys, on these lives, I tell people, Queen, King, like you are taking all these lives that you have lived and were silenced and you're bringing them up to this moment. It's like the phoenix rising through the ashes. Okay, you're taking all the lessons to this very moment. So what do? I command that in all timelines, dimensions, and space, that this be cleared, that this be healed, that this be transmuted, that this be used as my power. Whatever it is I want to say, I say. Okay? And then when I'm done, I will ask, has that been cleared 100% yes or no? Or do I need to know more? And my body, my intuition will always tell me with a 99.9% accuracy. That is our gift, okay? So, does Carmen need another key? Yes or no? Yes, she does, right? I'm going to keep asking how many keys until my body says no more keys. So Carmen needs another key. Yes, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed. So I got another absorbed. Carmen, how you doing, by the way? Oh, Georgie, I never believed in a higher power until recently with my dog. Yeah, pets are incredible teachers. I know I keep saying this, but I do have a guide that I'm launching for people to work with their pets because pets are so incredible. And pets need healing too, but they don't need us to heal them. They need us to heal ourselves so they can heal themselves because they're taking on our stuff. Feeling fine? Okay, perfect. So let's see, another absorbed energy. It's physical, we need to know more. Yes. Do we need to know what age? Yes, 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 10, 11. Did something happen at age 11, Carmen? Mom, dad, brother, sister. Do you have a sister? Did I already say that? Carmen. I don't recall anything. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. Front page? Yes. Okay, 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30, 21, 22, 23. So grief. So you took on grief at age 11. That wasn't yours. Does she need to know more? Nope. So you can clear that. Just ask this grief. That's okay if your sister passed. This is 11 years old. You were 11 when you took this on from a sister. And you guys do know that you can take on generational trauma from a dad that was never in your life. So when I work with people who've been adopted, they're like, well, I don't know my mom and I don't know my dad. Well, you still took on their generational trauma. You still could have absorbed energy in the womb from your mom who placed you, right? It was a wild story. The woman on a date with my son who was a special ed teacher who helped dog dying. Aww. Well, hopefully it was a beautiful experience with your dog. It must have been, if that's why you say now I believe. All right, does Carmen need another key? Nope, so that's it, Carmen. So Carmen, let us know how that pain subsides. And how are you feeling? Has it gone down at all since then? Oh yeah, especially pets. Do you guys know so you guys, I got this most incredible download because I love pets. I had this one cat, Sam. It was a white cat. It was more like a human. But I was in my bathtub because I had like 4 people reach out to me in the same day. Like, can you work on my pet? Can you work on my pet? Can you help me heal my pet? And every single time I got a no. Like, I can't, but you can. Like, get my free guide, learn the keys, or get my $27 guide, learn the keys, and work on your pet. And so when I was in my bathtub, you guys, yeah, you got a white cat too? Okay, so what number do you feel, Carmen? So 10 being the worst, where are you at right now? So you guys, I'm in my bathtub, and I kid you not, all of my pets came to me. And they're like, you have to write, we're trying to tell you that you have to write this guide for pets because that's why people are coming to you. And so I wrote the guide for pets, and it's incredible. I'm finishing formatting it. But you guys, we can communicate with our cats, and they need us to. And sometimes you can get some really cool things, like how many times have they been in this lifetime? Sometimes pets come specifically for traumatic events in your life. A 5, good job, Corman. Good night, Danielle. So some pets will come for a very short period and they like take on all of your pain. So I had a friend who was going through really hard times in her marriage, like very traumatic, and her pet like took on most of that, helped her, and then her pet passed away, unfortunately. But he passed away right at the time when her relationship like started becoming better. And when we tested it, he like knew that she was going to go through that. So he said, I'll come during that time so that I can help you heal and I can take that on for you so it's not so intense. And he did, and his mission was done. So pets are so beautiful. I told my son it's okay to cry and feel and process. Yes, it is. 111, guys. All right, so it's about 10:13. Carmen is at a 5. Carmen will get to a 0 tonight. Okay, Carmen will get to a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3. So tonight, Carmen, I got that you will get to a 3 pain. Will it get to a 0 by tomorrow? 1 week. So in about 1 week, that 3 will drop to a 0. So you're 2 points away, Carmen. Good job. Lisa, how are you doing? And Dags, how are you doing? I think Lisa had to hop off. Let me just do one more. I let him and held sacred space. I told him I just don't want him to stay there to let it go. Yeah. You're welcome, Carmen. It was such a pleasure, Queen. Such a pleasure. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Sunday. This is the second time I did this. You guys, I don't go live on Sundays. I keep thinking it's Saturday. Oh my gosh. Who else thought today was Saturday? Am I freaking losing my mind? I keep doing this. That's why I was like, okay. All right, you guys, it is Sunday. I usually don't go on Sunday. I literally thought it was Saturday. I'm having a moment. Oh my goodness. You are so welcome. So you guys, I'm actually going to hop off. I usually only come on Monday through Saturday and take Sunday off. So no wonder my husband's like, why are you getting on live? I was like, because I go on live on Saturdays. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for following me. We did so good. Yes, I will be on tomorrow night. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, LA. Oh, let me make sure I'm following my top people real quick, though, because I want to follow you. Carmen, got you, Queen. Yes, Tammy, my Queen. Already got you. LA, got you, love. Rose, I love you, Rose. I need to send you my free guide so that you can, my pet guide. Look at all you guys. We're already following most of my top people. Thank you, guys. Geeks. Nene. And lovely Laura. Oh, and there you are, Garrett. Perfect. All right, guys. Hey, Rose. Rose, did you send me a message? I need to send you my animal guide so that you could read through it and let me know. Yes. I mean, my pet guide that's not out yet. I want to send that to you. And then who had the pet experience? Was that ULA? Will you send me a private message? Because I'm sending out my guide to a couple people so that they can read it who have pets and just give me a little bit of feedback before I publish it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Just send me your email. Just send me your email in my private message and I will send that to you guys. Okay. And I can't wait to hear the feedback that I get. All right, guys, love you so much. You saw a spirit, an animal spirit. You too, love. Ooh, yeah. Send me a private message. Message me what you saw because I'm going to hop off. Yes, Lisa. Love you, Queen. Let me know how you feel tomorrow when I come on live so that we can test you again if we need to, okay? I'm so excited for you, Lisa. All right, guys. Love you so much. Good night.